Why do some people initiate effortlessly while others struggle to do so? Why do some people seem to have consistent energy throughout the day, whereas others, like me, seem to run on waves? Why do some methods work amazingly well for some people while causing burnout in others? It is not discipline, it is not motivation, it is design. Hi, I'm RJ and welcome to Alchemy with RJ. In this video, I'm going to tell you all about the foundational piece of human design called your type. Now, before we go any further, if you haven't grabbed your human design chart already, please go do so right away. The link is below in the description. It's completely free. You do not even need to provide your email address. Go do that and make a note of what it says under type. All right. So, type in human design tells you about how your energy operates. It tells you about how your aura is designed, how your energy interacts with the world, and how you are meant to best utilize your energy. Juicy, huh? The more I study human design, the more I understand the beauty and the interplay between the different types in human design, and how each type has necessary and important gifts, and how the collective is benefited because each type is so diverse and so complementary to one another, which is amazing. There are 5 types in human design: generators, manifesting generators, projectors, manifestors, and reflectors. I want to say one thing here right now. No modality, human design included, is meant to restrict or suppress or disempower you in any way. Human design in general and type in particular does not restrict you from being, doing, or having anything you want. It does, however, provide really helpful and useful insight into how you operate so that you can accomplish everything that you want to in the most aligned and flowy way possible, which I think is such good news. Honestly, I think a lot of us feel stuck not because we are chasing after the wrong things, not because our desires are misguided or misplaced, but because we are trying to do things in a way that is not us. We try things that have worked for others, but don't really fit the way we are designed, the way our brains, our energies operate. So, with that said, let's dive into the first type in human design. The first type is called as the generator type. So, generators are the creative doers. They are the creative powerhouses. They're meant to bring ideas to life in a steadfast and masterful manner. Their energy is open and enveloping. It feels like a warm embrace, and they're constantly drawing people, opportunities, and experiences towards themselves. They have consistent access to energy. They wake up in the morning with a full tank of energy and are meant to use their precious energy on things that light them up and satisfy them, and go to bed feeling satisfied and like delightfully spent. This type is truly built for the long haul. They are here to be marathoners. They bring this steadfast, masterful energy to anything they do. And they actually can work really long hours and work consistently. So long as, and this is really important, so long as they're going after things that truly light them up. So that is the generator type. And I gotta say, my bestie is a generator, and truly her energy, her presence feels like warm sunshine. And every single time I hang out with her, I have this feeling of expansion and, just upliftment, which is so beautiful. Um, okay, let's talk about the next type now. Let's talk about the manifesting generator type. So this type is built to be multi passionate doers. They are here to be quick moving, and they are built for their whole system is built for non-linear paths, which might not make sense to others outside, but which makes perfect sense to them. Their energy is also open and enveloping, like constantly drawing people and opportunities towards them. Their aura also has this buzzy feeling to it, this buzzy, inviting feeling. Um, and they also wake up in the morning with a full tank of energy and are meant to use their energy on things that satisfy and delight them. More importantly, they are meant to sort of be very attuned to what is alive in the moment and allow themselves to like pivot from one thing to another based on what's alive for them. They intuitively know that life is meant to be about aliveness and going after what gives them that feeling of freedom and expansion and excitement. So when they spend their energy on things that satisfy them, their battery sort of very naturally dwindles and they are meant to go to bed delightfully spent. Sort of similar to generators. So the manifesting generator superpower is efficiency. They have the ability to see how to go from A to B and skip all the unnecessary steps. So they're very quick moving. They thrive when they have the freedom and space to follow what is lighting them up in the moment, which is why doing multiple things at one time actually feels okay to them. It comes very naturally to them. So that is the manifesting generator type. My most recent clients were a manifesting generator couple, and everything that I shared was truly exemplified by them. Like their energy was truly so like buzzy, almost like a kind of party energy. It really felt like when I was in their presence, as if I had entered a party and music was on at full blast, and I just like felt this buzzy excitement that I loved so much. And that's the thing. I think both generators and manifesting generators have this beautiful gift of really like impacting others with their excited energy when they themselves are lit up. So they have like this capacity to light everybody up when they are lit up from within, which I think is such a gift. All right, let's talk about the third type now. The third type in human design is called as the projector type. So projectors are here to be the seers. They have this ability to see others and situations deeply. And because of that, they have this beautiful ability to make others feel seen and to play the role of leaders and guides because they're able to see what others can't see and see in depth that others usually miss. Their aura is penetrating and focused like a laser. It goes into the situation or the person and absorbs energy, which is why they get such a good sense of what the other person is feeling and what the mechanics at work underneath the surface. Their energy sort of ebbs and flows throughout the day, and I think one of their biggest lessons is to go with the flow, go with the ebbs and flows of their energy, to sort of leverage the energy when it's there and sort of give themselves space and rest when it's not. They, like I said, have this ability to see the mechanics of things, be it people, situations, projects. They are able to go deep underneath the surface and see where there's stuckness, where the person can fly, and the game plan that they can follow to step into their highest version and for a project to become successful. They are also just in terms of, when they're meant to, uh, go to bed, because I know I covered that with generators and manifesting generators. So because they have this ebbs and flows of energy, their their energy does not really operate like a battery that gets consistently drained throughout the day. So they are meant to go to bed um, well before they're exhausted, and sort of let themselves unwind and let go of the excess energy of the day, and then happily drift off to sleep. So that is the projector type. Um, many of my friends are projectors, and it's uncanny how deeply they see. Every single time I speak to them, I get this feeling of like, oh, I've been so deeply and truly seen, and I feel this sense of empowerment, which is like such a gift. If I have a problem, I think the first sort of people I would go to would be, apart from my bestie and stuff, would be like projectors, because they do have that natural ability to problem solve, because they see everything that's going on underneath the surface, like the mechanics of things. So that's the projector type. Let's talk about the fourth type, the manifestor type. This type is close to my heart simply because I have this type. So I am a manifester. So I have lived experience. Like I know viscerally what it feels like to be this type. So manifestors are here to be initiators and trailblazers. They are here to innovate, do things that no one has done before, and sort of be the pioneers. So where they go, others follow, because they open these new doors. Their energy is, their aura rather, is closed and protected. So there's this natural space they create, their aura creates for them, and there's this natural boundary that's created that sort of keeps others at a distance and allows them to be in their own energy. And the aura is pretty selective, so it draws in only some people who truly resonate with them, whereas keeps sort of at a little bit of a distance those who don't really vibe with them, which I have come to understand is such a gift. And it's so opposite to like the generator and manifesting generator type. It's truly amazing to see how diverse and how beautifully all these energy types interact together. Anyway, manifestors also have ebbs and flows of energy, but it works in a slightly different way. So their energy is very bursty. They go through these boom and bust cycles. So when they have this surge of energy, this boom of energy, it's called as a creative surge. When they have it, they have all the energy in the universe to make things happen. They are on fire and they can really go all out. And that sort of bursty energy is followed by a period of lull, a period of rest, when they are meant to really go into maintenance mode. And these sort of surges can last anywhere between a few hours to a few days to a few weeks to a few months. And the lesson for manifestors is to sort of really ride the wave of the creative surge when it's there, and give themselves the permission, guilt free, to rest and take space and sort of be in maintenance mode when it's not. And that's been definitely one of the lessons I've had to learn. And they are also meant to go to bed well in advance before they hit that point of exhaustion, and unwind before going to bed so they can drift off into easeful sleep. um, Manifestors have the gift of initiation, and they truly initiate things, be it situations, experiences, people. Speaking from experience, I've seen so many of my friends, as well as like acquaintances or even like random people, come into my presence and get ignited. So they are that starting point, that ignition that launches people and projects and things. Um, and that's such a gift. Just give me a moment. I want to make sure that I'm not missing any points. And I have like 4 pages worth of like notes. So they excel at going first and making unconventional choices. Absolutely. Have seen this in myself. And they have this innate internal knowing of what's going to happen next. I think this is sort of unique to manifestors, which is why they need to give themselves the space to follow that creative surge. And they are here to be the catalysts who create new openings, and where they go, others follow. So that is the manifestor type. Um, I think for me, personally speaking, it's been a journey, certainly, to accept that I'm inherently provocative. Just my energy can feel initiatory, but can also feel provocative. And I have come to sort of embrace that and know that it's fine. Like, that is how my energy is. And so long as I'm staying true to myself, it's all good. All right, let's talk about the fifth type, the projector type. Sorry, the reflector type. So, reflectors are here to be the barometers of humanity. They have this innate clarity and objectivity to them, and they are able to intuit, like sense the health and just the pulse of every community and every space they're part of. They are also the rarest type. They're just like 1% of the population, so they're really rare. Um, and their aura is structured in a way to be resilient and to be almost like Teflon, like whatever energy comes at them, they sort of reflect back, hence the name reflector. The boundary of their aura is such that it's permeable. So this aura samples the energy of whoever comes into their presence or whatever space they are in, which gives them this ability to really get a very visceral and very clear and objective sense of the other person or the space they're part of. They also have an ebb and flow in their energy, except that it operates slightly differently. Uh, they might one day feel like they have all the energy in the world and they almost like feel like a generator, whereas another day they might feel quite mellow and they might feel like, oh, I just need to like rest. And this sort of fluctuation could happen on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week basis, and that's how their energy is meant to be. And for them, again, the the lesson is to go with the flow, to use and leverage that energy when it's there, and sort of take space and rest and be in maintenance mode when it's not. Reflectors have this gift of wisdom, innate, objective wisdom. They are able to go into any space or interact with any person and intuit what exactly is happening. They have this ability to name exactly what's going on, and not just at a surface level. They are able to really sense the goings on underneath the surface, the power dynamics at play, the emotional temperature, just the overall feeling flavor of the space they're part of. And as such, they make amazing evaluators and amazing barometers. And that's the gift they bring to humanity. One of my dearest friends is a reflector, and honestly, she is such a badass. She is one of the most resilient people I know. And it's sort of eerie how just clearly she sees people and circumstances. And every time I talk to her and she shares something, I'm like, whoa, that was just so accurate. That is the reflector type. Let me see if I have covered everything. Yep, I indeed have covered everything. I just want to say again that, human design does not restrict us from being, doing, or having anything that we want. It does give us this really juicy information about how we operate those so that we can do whatever we want to do with flair and with as much ease as possible, and sort of just play to our strengths. And that's such a gift. I have seen that as soon as people really understand their energy type, they stop sort of working against themselves and start working with themselves, with their energy, which means that um, they find success faster, they find more ease in all areas of their life. They stop expecting others to be like them because they innately understand that all of us are meant to operate differently and have sort of complementary skills, complementary energies. And for me, for example, as soon as I really understood my energy type, I started designing my life to fit me, my experiences and projects to fit me, rather than trying to sort of force myself into a construct that's not really me. And it's been such a gift to understand how I operate and my energy type. So that brings us to the end of this video. Next video, I'm going to talk about the second foundational piece of human design, and it's called strategy. If energy type was about understanding how our energy interacts with the world, strategy is all about how we are uniquely meant to attract aligned opportunities towards ourselves, which is honestly so juicy, and I cannot wait to share that with you. So that's what the next video is going to be about. I'll see you there.